everybody. Welcome back to Sheridan Soundcheck Sessions. And today I am here with Alan Reyes. How are you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Alrighty. So I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Okay.
So we could just go ahead and start with our first one. How did you get started in music?
Um, grew up listening to my dad play. He's was playing when I was born, Tejano music. Then he moved on to playing country, and we all just started playing as kids and stuff. We had all the instruments in the band room that we were able to access and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
and that and so yeah, that's kind of how we got the start by looking at looking at my old man do
Well,
it.
that's really cool. So I understand that your dad is probably a really big influence with
Hmm.
music. Do you have any other influences?
um, well, I mean, there's also the musicians that my dad's played with,
Mhm.
that inspired me. As far as like any artist that's, I'm inspired by so much. I mean, I'm inspired by music today that's coming out. So it's, you know, those are always there. Um, but yeah, I'm inspired by country, hip hop, rock and
That's
roll.
cool.
So yeah.
It's really cool to hear that you have just so many influences, and I feel like we can really hear that in your music too. So was there a specific moment when you knew like music is what I want to do as a career?
Um, yeah, yeah. I was 17. I was making hip hop tracks for artists. It was Lucky C with Lucky C Records, my first album that I was able to feature on and work on. I was probably 19, 18 at that time, um, and that's just how I got started. Was just going through that, and then at 17. But I had already been playing music, gospel music, and
Mm-hmm.
playing songs that my dad had been playing. So when I did go into playing hip hop at that age, it was like, uh, my dad didn't really.
He didn't really like that all that
No,
much.
no, he wasn't out of one of me. That's for sure.
Well, does he like it now?
Oh yes, yes, yes,
Well,
absolutely. Especially when I hit him up and I'm like, "Hey, Pop, you want to put some bass on this song?"
well, that's super cool that you and your dad collaborate on music.
Oh yeah.
So getting into like songwriting and stuff. So what does your songwriting process usually look like?
Um, now, I guess the question is that would be a good question, but I think it depends on what I'm writing the song for, or
Mhm.
who I'm imagining singing it, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I write the songs, and so it's different. If I'm writing it for myself, if that's it's a different approach. It's a harder approach, to be
Mhm.
honest, when it's for myself, because I just everything's I'm so critical on my
Yeah,
own stuff. So
of course.
you know, but uh, but yeah, that's
Okay. Well, that's really cool. I know that there's so many artists that have, like you said, like yourself, like what you just said, if I'm writing this for myself, I do it a different way. Um, and I'm really excited to start getting into songwriting because I'm, a
oh
student at MCC, and now we have like a whole songwriting class.
yeah.
And I've always been really nervous about writing a song because I'm like, what if this sounds really
Well,
stupid?
can I give you kind of just an idea or just some advice?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I think when we make a song all about us too. It's a very hard song, and it's going to be hard to finish.
Hmm.
Now, but when you're writing and you use yourself too, but use it as a character, and then start reaching out and grabbing some other, maybe some some things, and when you're writing a song, it's more like a story.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you're writing so much about yourself too, and you're not reaching out and just going out and going, okay, let me take a little bit of this story from this those these songs are they become really good, and they're a lot easier to perform to than than a whole song that's just about one
Yeah.
person, you know. So and that's how I write too. If I'm writing, I'd like it to relate to a lot of people. So
Hmm.
there's some vagueness. Is that the right word? There's some that that I leave some room for the listener to interpret
Yeah.
how they.
I think it's important to have a song. You know, a lot of songwriters, they'll write about a certain situation that they were in, but you know, they write it in a way where it could be maybe interpreted differently,
Right,
you know, from person to person.
right.
So writing a song, it's important that your audience can relate to it, you know. So you did mention that you collaborate with your dad. So how do
Hmm.
you usually go about collaborating with other musicians?
Um, I think some of those a lot of times when we get to jamming and stuff, you know, I mean,
Hmm.
it's just that spark. I think the musician knows it's just like, man, it's so easy to play with somebody because when you're playing music and you're playing with other people, it's kind of like playing hot potato.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all trying to keep the rhythm and the beat and stuff. Some shouldn't try to keep the rhythm, you know. But that's for another day.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it's important to have that musical chemistry with
hmm
other people.
Yeah.
And you can always
It's
tell,
that vibe, man.
you
It's
know?
once you feel that vibe, it's so you know it's like surfing on a never ending wave too.
Hmm.
If y'all are just passing the ball.
Yeah, of course. So, how do you feel your music has evolved since you first started?
Hmm. Um, Man, that's a good question. That's a good question. You should have sent that over. No. I think it's evolved with experience.
Yeah.
I think that it's all evolved with the more experience I go through, or you know, or the more how do you say it? What's that word? When my empathy or my sympathy or my you know
Yeah.
for somebody or something. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I understand that like a lot of artists they'll write songs when they're like, 16 or something and then, at that time they may not be very good at their instrument and then they'll go back and, remaster it. Or a lot of songwriters will take a song that they wrote when they were younger and just
Hmm.
completely rewrite it because they have more, you know, wisdom, they have more experience in life.
Exactly.
So, I think
And
that's
songs do grow. I mean,
yeah,
they're
of
still
course.
growing. I mean, I've had songs that I haven't finished that I'm still writing for 12 years already. So,
Man.
but I mean, it's just I I like when a song finishes itself. It's
Mhm.
sometimes you get in there and you can knock out a song in 15 minutes, and it's like you never even lifted a pen. It just did it itself.
Yeah.
So and those are and that's why we keep coming back to it. I think it isn't like the hard part of I mean my trash can's seen more songs than my book. So you know but I think that's when we get that gratification of finishing a song,
Mhm.
but yet you know once you're done really writing it, you're artistically, you're never really finished. You're always going to
Yeah,
be
no,
like,
you're always
oh
going to
man,
critique yourself. You're
yes, like,
you're
oh
your
no,
biggest judge,
man,
you know?
I could have done that better.
Yeah.
There's always that's going to be there. So, you know, you gotta you gotta do like the wise word said. What was that wise word? Let it go, let it go.
Yeah, of
Gotta
course.
let it go,
You
man.
just, you know, you got to get other people's opinions and if they tell you it's fine, then you just have to be okay with it.
That's it, and it gets more material coming in too. You want to keep putting it out because everything's it's just going to evolve, just like you said.
Yeah. So, and just our conversations outside of this podcast, I understand that you've been playing for, a really, really long time. So, do you have a favorite venue or city to play at?
Oh wow. Um, well, I can I think about that for a second?
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what? All right, Lord. I love playing at church.
Really? That's really cool.
The Lord's listening. No, I do. I love playing. To be honest with you, I love playing for sometimes if it's two people, if it's 100. I just love playing. I went to the Belmead. What is it? Atrium of Belmead Monday. Yeah, Monday. I went there Monday to the home and volunteered and
Oh,
played
yeah, I saw that, and that was so
did some stuff
nice.
with a artist named Zachary Hill, a very nice
Yeah.
gentleman, and we went over there and we played for him, and I got a few winks. Do you know what I mean? You
Oh,
know,
nice.
yeah. No, but it was really nice. We played some old classics. We played some new stuff that they didn't hear. Then we played some old hymns.
That's really
So
cool.
just being able to dance around and play like that. But it was very nice to see them happy and respond to that too. So big shout out to Zachary Hill for that.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Zachary Hill. So what has been your most memorable performance?
Man, Oof. Like really like the most memorable. Is it good or bad though? Do you gotta
You
ask, that?
could
That's the question. So you got
good or bad?
yeah,
Well,
because
I guess you
they're
could
they're
do
all memorable, but which one? The
I guess you could do if you want, you could do a good and a bad one, or you could just do a good one or a
let's
bad
do a
one.
bad one first. Let's start off with a
Okay.
bad one. So yeah, some of the most memorable ones is me. I'm playing with the band and I'm fixing to go into my lead on. I think it was knocking on heaven's door. I'm about to do
Okay.
this really cool lead, whatever.
Yeah.
And I go to do it, and I get about three keys into it, and my keyboard just falls straight to the ground. You know, you should have seen
No.
everybody's phone start up then. After that,
No.
after that, they started. Hey,
Oh my
but you know
goodness.
what? The band kept on playing.
Hey, that's the
Um,
good part.
a guy named Cody McClanahan was there, and my pops was there too. It was, uh, Chris Maldonado, he was there. So yeah, man, I lost my instrument right in the middle of it. That was probably one of the most funniest and worst. So
Um,
there's nothing you can do at times like those.
yeah.
So it is. I do have fun with it. So I don't think I've ever really, as far as like a bad memorable gigs or something, and I think I can speak for every musician. It's the elements when we're out there in the freezing cold. Sometimes
Yeah.
at gigs playing and our fingers are freezing up, or
Hmm.
we're about to pass out of
Heat
dehydration.
exhaustion,
Yeah, so
especially here.
yeah, and Texas is not scared to put you in the elements,
No,
and
no.
you know what? And that's what builds a lot of these guys. That's why a lot of these musicians from Texas are awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've had something kind of similar happen to me. I was playing with my Christian contemporary band from my school, and I was playing bass, and I had like this kind of lead part at the beginning, and I was doing something on my stand, and the song was about to start, so I was ready, and then the strap just gave out, and so my bass just went whoom, and it just would swing, and then like no
Oh
one heard
no.
that lead part, and I went to my mom after, and I was like, "Did you see that? Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed." And she was like, "See what?" Because the band just went on, and I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No one saw that. Okay, it's fine."
Yep. Yeah, that's what I do every time I mess up. Every time I mess up, or if I mess up, I look at my musicians and I know if they caught me if they're laughing. Like I'm waiting for somebody to be laughing at me. So, but that's the fun thing. That's the camaraderie with musicians and stuff. And I say keep up the songwriting, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear what you come up with.
Yeah. So, do you have any hobbies outside of music?
Yeah, yes. Outside of music, uh, well, I do the boxing.
Yeah.
So I coach amateur boxing as well as professionals. I do stuff here in the Dallas area.
Oh.
We've did shows with Roy Jones Jr. Um, some Mayweather promotions.
Oh wow.
Uh, this was last year, I believe, at the Bomb Factory.
Oh, the Bomb Factory.
Yeah, there in Dallas. We had some good fights there with Mr. Jones and his stable. So
Wow, that's really cool. So, how do you handle like creative blocks or like writer's block as a musician?
um, I'm still trying to figure that out. To be honest, I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
What'd you hear about it?
no, no, nothing. It's just
Who
one of
told you? No, I'm kidding.
well,
Uh,
and I know that's really hard to get out of. I mean, especially like I mentioned, I'm like, I have all of these experiences that I've been through, but I just can't like put the pen to paper and just write something really cool about it, you know? And I think it's super relatable for you to not even know how to get past that yet because it happens to everybody.
it does, and that's when you have your next song sitting right next to you, so you can get out of there.
Hmm.
Because sometimes you got to change the feeling, the vibe, and then come back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what a lot of songwriters will what we'll do. We'll be writing multiple songs at once, and like I said, in some cases, there's a song we've been writing for over a decade,
Hmm.
but yet we get off of that song that we're sitting there trying to finish or we're blocked on, and we'll go back and finish other songs that we're quote unquote blocked on.
Yeah.
So we're work to fix a block song, go work on another. But yeah, that's how it is. Is you just kind of keep you know, you got the four burners there, so
Yeah.
keep something on the stove cooking.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a really cool analogy, actually. So what's something about your music that you wish more people knew?
Um, I, Probably that more people. I just that that it's here.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
I've heard that
I
from
mean,
so many people. Like, I just want people to listen.
I mean that it's here. I would like more people to, you know, uh, uh, I, what I like, I like my audience being an audience too that loves
Hmm.
to sing, that loves to. So if I put something out and somebody grabs it and makes it even better and makes something, I'm stoked. So I just, I just, man, that's where I'm at. So
Yeah. Okay. So, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
any artist,
Any artist.
like artists like from any time.
Anytime, dead or alive.
Oh man, you know, there's so many. There's so many
Yeah.
that's dead.
It's hard.
um, King David.
King David.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Does he have any like influence on like your music and your writing?
I've never heard any of his music, but you said like what artist? I mean, it would be King David.
Okay. Pretty
Yeah, for
cool.
sure.
So, my final question, do you have any advice for aspiring musicians that are just starting out?
don't stop, believe in yourself, all that good stuff. That's a song too, right? We're gonna cut that out. No, but no, just keep on getting better, and the way you get better, and like sometimes I I use this analogy too. I mean, when I was boxing and I was competing, the way I got better is I got in there and I got beat up. I got my butt kicked. And you guess what? Guess what happens? You go back, you work out, you fix what your mistakes are, and you get better. And you get better. And then and also I would tell them, don't be intimidated by people that are better than you. Be around those people, because if you ever watch Space Jam, okay?
Yeah.
But be around these people, because, and this is how we learn. I've always wanted to play with people that are better than me, and I always want to just be around, you know, people that's got edges and stuff on me, so I can learn and I can pick it up, because I'm a sponge, and that's what I encourage everybody else to do.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I would say the same thing to somebody who's just starting out. Oh my gosh, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it. What was I gonna say? Whatever. I forgot.
I've done did a lot of that.
My mom always tells me, like, you're too young to be forgetting stuff that fast. Well, I'm just listening. Okay. So, and I guess our very last thing, I know that you have open mics and stuff.
Yes.
So do you want to plug that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m., we're going to be at Cricket's Draft House, right here in Waco. Look it up. We're doing open mic. We encourage all artists to come and try out their new material, try out some stuff that you've been working on, try old stuff, new stuff. Come network, come meet good people, you know, and come with a good attitude, you know, because everybody's there to help each other, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that good attitude is really important. All right. Well, that's all I have. And thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking the time out of your day to
Thank
come
you.
and record with me. All righty, everybody. Well, I'll see you the next time I see you or you hear me.
All right. Thank
All
you.
righty. Well, keep the music playing.